Hello and welcome to BeefyCraft. Today, by viewer request, I come to you to build a quick auto tree farm. I had a message last night as I was getting off stream. Somebody asking to please build an auto tree farm. So we're going to build this one right here. I got on a little bit earlier and I just tried to build this. I was kind of building it from memory. I didn't like copy a tutorial or anything. I just kind of go, I know the mechanics I want and then I just kind of build it. So it took me like maybe 15 minutes. So we got it here. So let's go ahead and get started. And then I guess I'll message the user. I'll let them know it's ready, and then hopefully this works. So I've got a couple different kinds. We can also do this for nether fungus. This is going to be kind of good. So let's really go ahead and get started. Here's the first thing I want to do is I want to put a dispenser this way. And then we're going to line up 4 pistons this way. Okay. And then what we need to do is we got to make some glass here. I think it needs to be all the way up. I don't know if it's here or maybe here. Let's leave it here like this. Gonna put a temporary block here, and then we need an observer looking at this top block like that. And then we need any solid block. I'm gonna use iron. It doesn't have to be iron. We use any block you want like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and have this go down, and then we're gonna have another one right here like this. This needs to be glass. And then we're going to put a solid block here and a solid block here like that. And then what I need to do is get my my repeaters out. I'm going to put one repeater here like this, one like this. We're going to put this on 1 tick. We need our redstone dust now, and we're just going to put this straight across like that. I'm not loving this music. I'm experimenting with some new music and it's bugging me out, man. Whew. Okay, so then the reason why we do this is that we need to be able to drop this down, right? So we're going to put 1 glass there, 1 here. That's going to allow us to go down like this, right? So you're going to come like this. This kind of handles these 2 pistons here. At this point, if I were to press this, it'll just push those 2. I want you to see how the mechanics work. It powers it through this block straight to this piston, and also straight to this piston on the top through this block. See? Now what we can do is we can continue to move this down. So it's not going to go straight across though. It can't. It's got to go like this. You see? I could probably just put a solid block here. How did I do it? Let me look at the other one, because sometimes I get confused. Okay, so am I one block too close? I'm 1 block too close. Let's see how we did this. Straight across, out the back. Oh, so I did it this way. Okay, that's fine. It's the same thing. I guess I just need like an extra block. Right, so this goes around like that. This gets a single, it's on 2 ticks. I mean, that's on 1, this is on 0. Like this. And then we can remove those extra blocks. So this should be good. So if I place a block here at the top, push, wait, what did I do wrong? Hold on, let's check the other one. I see. It's literally how I have it. Let's try that again. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I was missing this redstone. This redstone right here. So you just kind of do this little design here. That's going to do it. Sweet. Then we're going to do is we're going to skip 2 blocks right here, and then we're going to start building up. And then what I like to do is I like to see how far this pushes. So what I'm going to do is just keep on pushing this like this. You can use any block you want for this, except for blocks that break. You don't want to use leaves and stuff like that. What's going on there, KO'd by Void? How's it going there, bud? Just doing a quick farm I got by request. And I like building farms like this because this is like super easy for me. Right, this is super easy. In game, this is extremely hard because you got to get like a lot of supplies, right? But in creative, it's like super fast, right? So now that I know how far it's gonna go, I'm gonna put an observer at the end, and we can go ahead and break all of these. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill all of this with pistons all the way up to that point. Like, don't overshoot it like I did. Just do the exact amount. All right. And before I forget, you need to place a block. You need to go 2 blocks up above this, and then on the third block you're going to place a block, and then you can remove those two temporary blocks. This is going to stop the oak trees from growing into large oak trees. We don't want that at all, chat. We don't. So then here we could place a block here like this, and then needs to be a block like that. So here we can have redstone coming out here. You have a we need 2 more blocks here. Sorry. You've got your repeater coming out here on 2 ticks, and then this one needs to be a glass block. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and just do a row of blocks here, another row of solid blocks here, and then we're going to place glass here, temporary block, and a glass block there. Now we still need this repeater here, and then just redstone straight across. And you're going to go ahead and hit each of these spots. And then also here and here, and this should be good to go. And the way we can test this is I'll just go ahead and do one of these deals. And that's pushing everything. So if you make this sufficiently large, meaning I've chosen to only do like 10 blocks across, but you can do this as long as you want. So if you have to end up extending this redstone, you can do that with target blocks, and that's kind of pretty easy. But you will have to mess with this tick speed a little bit to get it to work right. You might have to lower this one more. But this appears to be working well. I've seen that happen in some worlds. This looks like it's good. So that's pretty much it. All we got to do now is just do the redstone that powers this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to place a temporary block here, a block here, a block here, temporary block here, another one on top of it. Remove these 2. And then it doesn't really matter which direction you do this. I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to place a redstone dust there, repeater this way, and then we'll place a redstone torch here in the back of it, like this. And now what we want to do is we need to fill this up with bone meal. So if you want, I didn't do this, but you can just put a hopper here and just put like a barrel or a chest. In fact, if you want to, you can put a chest straight across the top here, and this is going to be fine, just like this. That won't hurt anything. But then you can't actually turn it off. So I would suggest doing it like this so you can get a lever on top of it. Let's see where we can put the lever. I think if we put it like right here, it would be fine. So that turns it off. That doesn't mess with this redstone at all. And that'll stop this from going. So you have to fill this with bone meal. So let's get like a little bit of bone meal in there, because it does waste quite a bit of bone meal. This is, I don't know. It's just Minecraft. So I could just fill all this with bone meal here. What's going on there, Spicy? How's it going there, bud? His username is Blue because he's a moderator. This is one of my buds, man. Spicy. Alright? You gotta ask less questions, bud. I'm just kidding. So this is pretty much good to go. So if I place a tree here, I have to actually have this on. Place a tree here, this will start to do its thing, and then eventually, and it kind of sucks. You see like it's slow. Now I could expand on this to extend this redstone around and place some pistons here to break some of these leaves, because you do need to get these saplings back. But if you just kind of stay here and do this, like, yeah, this is all you got to do. And every once in a while the tree gets bunked and you just got to kind of replace it. Like you just hit it and just replace it. But eventually it'll grow a tree. Except when I'm live streaming trying to demonstrate that. There it is. It wastes a lot of bone meal. If you look, it's just a ridiculous amount of bone meal. So what's going to happen is this will fill all the way to the end, and we'll let it push one time. And then we should be good on this. It's going to fill all the way to the end, like any second now. Like they say you could AFK here and just like keep on pressing saplings, but in my experience, you have to break them and replace them, no matter what you do. The world is just like that. There shouldn't be any wood in there, so like, there's nothing stopping it from doing its thing, and it doesn't care about leaves. It's just sometimes just buggy like this. Just gotta wait. And they're all like this. Like don't let them fool you. Like there's a better way to build this where it's not going to take this long. It's always going to take this long. Because if you sit there with just like a plain oak tree, right, and you come here with bone meal, it's the exact same thing, isn't it, chat? It's the same thing. So let me show you, because I don't want anybody saying later that it doesn't work. Okay, of course it hits it on the first one that time. That's funny. But usually you gotta. Oh, you know what? I'm in creative. It's gonna work instantly every time. I'd have to put it in survival. I'm not doing that. This is good enough. Well, and then you just kind of just keep placing it, and it'll push all the way to the end. And when it gets to the end, I should have built like a smaller version of this for demonstration, because this takes a really long time to fill. Like, it can sit there forever. It wastes a lot of. Well, I'm gonna use the word waste. It wastes a lot of bone meal. I feel like there's better farms. Hey, listen, am I getting a delay on this stream? Let me make sure that we don't have a delay on this stream. We're not supposed to, because that was long. What is the latency? Super low. Wow, it doesn't let you do 1440 resolution, 4K, no closed captions. That sucks. But that's what you get if you want to do it like actually live. So I only have like a 5-second delay right now. Whatever, that's basically it. If this thing ever grows, I don't build these farms, but you ask me to build it, I'll build it. I've got a version of this farm that it does the nether fungus. Now that's overpowered because that is automated. You don't have to touch it. Like it'll do its own thing. You don't have to touch that one at all, and you can literally just go AFK somewhere. It'll build you a big wall. I should build that one, but that one's a little bit harder to build. That one's a lot bigger because you have your option on that one to do like a 4 high like this if you want, but you can actually go like 10 high if you want. You can go up to your 10 high. That's what I was talking about. Why sometimes you might need to mess with this repeater when you go like 10 high. So every time one of these breaks, you just replace it. I'm gonna sit here and just replace it. So I can just up. If you get close enough, I can just hold the finger down on it. Yeah, building this tree farm live is embarrassing. It is, because it's just not fast, and there's nothing I can do about it. Even the auto one that I'm talking about, it's not fast. So what I normally do with that one is I'll build 2 of those like facing each other and build like a huge 10 by 10 by 26 block of wood. And that one's kind of fun. That's a fun one to build. But it takes a ridiculous amount of bone meal. Like, you have to have a bone meal factory on location to run that one. It'll do like a double chest at basically at hopper speed. So however long it takes, it's just hopper speed. So it's out of bone meal. That's what's happened here. But it actually pushed out. So I think we've got our demonstration. So this will continue to push out until this reaches the push limit, right? Which, if you look, just so you could get an idea of scale. Why did that not work? That's not push limit. Why aren't you pushing? It's buggy. It's just being buggy. That won't happen when the farm is live. It's because I'm placing it too fast. So that's push limit. So I want you to get an idea of the scale of this, right? So this is actually, wow, is actually like that, right? And then otherwise, wow, I've got no like aim today. So that's like the size of a block you're going to get out of this. Now granted, you're going to go through like chest after chest after chest of bone meal to accomplish this. So I don't really recommend necessarily building this farm. I've got a tutorial that I did on a couple tree farms. You can check that out. I think that's more my job. Like, I'd rather just do it manually, right? Like, I'll just put this on top of a water stream and just plant the trees manually over this method. I find it's just too time consuming. This might take you an hour to fill this whole thing, if not more. So that's a tree farm. Don't recommend building it, but there's the auto tree farm. That's what I was asked to do, so that's what I did. Get the easy redstone add-on. What is that? That's gonna give me. It's gonna like show me symbols and stuff. We can check it. We can check on that. We can get that. That might be cool. So that's it. That's my farm. We can nerd out on other things that I have here too. This is the original one that I built. And then if you want to extend this higher, you basically just do the exact same thing. Like, I would keep this in the same spot. Let me just show this really quick, because this is important, because maybe you want to build this higher for some other kind of thing, right? You would just start it from right here. You keep this in the middle so that you don't have to move as far that was with the redstone. And then you just literally just do the same thing here. It's so simple to extend this, right? and then this would be the next row. So if you wanted to extend this, it'd be super easy too. You only really come into a problem when you get to the next level above this, because then as you approach the end over here, it's more than 13. You can only do 13, so this is good. So if I wanted to do this higher, I can. Alright, that's all I got. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to prepare for the next live stream, which should be in the next like half an hour or so. On the last live stream last night, I was dying to the Wither, not the Wither, the Warden, again and again and again. That was a lot of fun. So I got to go back. I got to get my stuff. So I was like getting like iron and stuff ready because I'm using golems. But basically the task is to get in there, break all the shriekers, and then eventually the Warden just won't be there anymore. Like, that's all I got, because there's a few Wardens in there. It's not just the one. Alright, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already done so, please like the stream. It really does help the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.